What does an associate game designer actually do? Here to talk about that, my name's James. I'm an associate game designer myself, working at Iron Galaxy Studios on big multi-million dollar AAA games with all the bells and whistles and expense reports, and currently no class action lawsuits or mass layoffs, but it's a brand new year, so we can only hope. Today in the contents, we're going to talk about kind of the 5 major tasks I personally find myself doing in my job as an associate game designer, what goes into doing each of these tasks, and in general, how much time do they take, how often do I do them, all the lovely bits and bops, how my life has changed in doing these 5 different tasks from when I started in my first year to now, where I'm kind of at like a 2.5 year mark. So first off, bug fixing. Bug fixing takes about 20% of my time. Pretty basic. If something's broken, if my character's clipping through the wall and I'm seeing horrors beyond God and imagination, that's what a bug is, and I am tasked with finding a way of restoring order and fixing it. Usually it can be something small scale, but it's oftentimes gameplay focused. These can be things like text correction, a misspace in some rare item that's making some random person on the internet very mad, to stuff that's completely breaking the entire balance of the game and causing Twitter to burn up in a furious uproar. They tend to be assignments that are pretty manageable script/code changes. This is supposed to be something that you're meant to be able to handle. It's not supposed to be something super big, and especially as an associate, you're expected to ask for help if it gets too hard. Usually after you fix it, you're going to be expected to write some type of report to fix it and, work with the quality assurance team to verify that the fix is actually fixed. When I started off, for the first 6 months, this took up like 75 to 100% of my time. It's pretty much the only work I got, almost to my own frustration, asking my bosses, why must I spend another week fixing bugs? And it's because I was just a fool. I was a fool, I was an ant, and that's fixing a bug when I started working, that's all I was good for. So when you get your job and the crown is anointed you as an associate game designer, you too will probably find yourself fixing bugs for the beginning of your tenure. Closer to the end of sprints and milestones, usually you end up fixing more bugs. That's mostly because it's the last thing people want to do. They want to get their other stuff done first and get to fixing the game later. Next up, 40% of my time goes towards implementation. Implementation means building something new, no matter how big or small. This is what I've transitioned into after bug fixing. You need a new item or a new ability or new character in a game. A designer is usually going to be the one who builds it and implements the gameplay. If there's something super technical going on, there might be an engineer that's kind of there as a ride-along, but stuff that's content-focused is usually meant to be manageable and is owned by designers. 90% of the time, you won't get to choose what you're building as an associate, so it might not be something cool. You could just be doing data entry of like reordering 200,000 cosmetic items inside the store with a new tagging system that makes you sit back on your computer, and as you click through number 121st your eyes are rolling back and drool is pulling out of your mouth, but you're a designer, so it's okay. But the more you do, the larger and the more agency you're gonna get. So, kind of as an associate, you're doing grunt work implementation, and there's usually someone who kind of owns a larger feature. So if there's a guy who gets to do all the work of designing all the really cool guns in the game, he's gonna hand me a rinky-dink pistol like the one that Will Smith gets in Men in Black, and it will be my job to build that and put it into the game. But when you start going towards mid-level, you're gonna actually get to like build and do the implementation for an entire feature, and you'll get more agency in that. And once again, you're an associate, so if things get too hard, if it gets too much to handle, you're expected to ask for help. Next up is meetings. Meetings take up another 20% of my time. This can be anything from check-ins to progress reports to company meetings. Basically, the larger your team is, the more engineers, artists, producers, the more things being made on your team, the more meetings you're going to tend to have. Fortunately, though, since you're an associate and you're but a little worm wriggling in the dirt, I only have had to really do mandatory meetings. But unfortunately, as I get to do cooler things, that means I also get the privilege of going to more meetings. These can also be things like brainstorming with your team, like especially if you have like a nice senior who lets you have some agency or say in what they're building. Like those can usually come up as meetings. Knowledge share, where you're trying to like asking people and sitting down to kind of figure out how different features work. This can be play tests, presentations. The overall goal with meetings, especially as a designer or as an associate designer, is to learn how to kind of clearly communicate, learn how to kind of present yourself and be a good listener and say good words that other people can hear in the language that you're both speaking. And second, like figuring out how to manage to actually get your stuff done while also attending all of the meetings you need to. Next up, documentation. Documentation takes up like 10% of my time. Kind of the most annoying, but also in some ways the most important, because who knows how the different boobobs and wires cross in the game from the person who built them 4 years ago and has gone to do his $1 million exit and is in his private island in Aruba, unless he actually did his documentation before he flew off in his golden parachute. So it's really dumb, but it's also important. And really, as a designer, you're kind of only as good as your ability to prove and communicate your ideas, and documentation is going to be how you do that in some way or shape or form. So everything you do is going to have probably some 10% extra work as documentation. So any bug fixing you do, you're going to have to like do a little bit of like reporting of like how you actually fix the bug. Any implementation you do, you're probably going to have to do some technical documentation of what you built, and kind of have progress tickets. Meetings going to be like if you're PowerPoints, if you're actually presenting, or meeting notes for yourself, diagrams, pitches, research, design documents. Everything pretty much is going to have some type of paper trail. It's kind of a lot, and you won't really want to do it, and it may seem like a complete hassle, but if you really can't be trusted to handle this super boring shit, if you can't be trusted to like fill out the 4 lines of here's the bug that was breaking the game of the Swordmaster's hips expanding to infinite, and I shrunk down because I saw that instead of 200% size, it actually needed to just be like 20% size. If you can't be trusted to like do that little bit of work and do that boring thing, you're not going to be trusted to do any fun shit. But finally, the last kind of type of task I find myself doing as an associate designer is actual like design work. This is a little sad, but it's true. As an associate, you know, you're a grunt and you're there to kind of do stuff at the bottom. So if you do have some design work to do, usually it's going to be grunt work, like making 200 names for achievements or some dumb thing like that, going through and, hey, I need you to change the prices of the food consumables in the game to meet this new formula. You're a meat man, and you're just here to kind of, you know, do what you're told and do the work that you're given and do it well to prove yourself and gain experience. But one day you'll grow into a real boy with arms and legs and a heart and maybe a brain. Any design work you are given will probably also come with its own implementation, meeting, documentation, and bug fixing, because, surprise, if you get to design a thing, that means it's your problem now. So until you one day have your own associates that you can run and tell to get coffee in your dry cleaning and fix your bugs for you, you're going to be the one taking care of it. My first year as an associate game designer, I really only got to do one super designery thing. But, you know, as time has progressed, I've steadily been getting more frequent opportunities to have more of a seat at the table and more able to kind of stick my fork in that good designer pie. But as with all these tasks, it can feel pretty tedious, it can feel kind of boring, but, you know, be patient and show you can handle the little stuff, and over time you will given more and more responsibility and opportunity to do bigger and cooler things. That's it for the video. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed it, would love if you dropped a like or subscribe to the channel. If you have other questions or want to learn more about what I'm going through as an associate designer or how I got to this point, please leave it as a question in the comments below. Now, I gotta go pick up my senior designer's dry cleaning and fix the 10 bugs that he didn't want to take care of. So I'll get to that, and you guys make sure you have a good night.